So when people think about video games, the first image that comes to their mind is usually a violent first-person shooter or maybe a sports game that they've seen their kids playing. But actually in my lab, we've discovered that games are very good at creating empathy between people and building connection. Game designers have actually hit upon several techniques for increasing empathy and connection in players. So the first technique is using avatars. And an avatar is the player's representation on the screen, usually a little character or an animal or something that the player puppets and moves around with in the game world. What's interesting about avatars is that in my lab we've observed that games with avatars lead to a lot more social interaction among people who are playing. They laugh, they talk more with each other, and we think this is partly because avatars help to build a powerful connection between the player and the game world. They essentially give the player a suit to run around in that gets them much more involved in what's happening on screen. This is because the whole thing is software. You're able to build in special effects and responsiveness to what's happening for the player as they play. And so this is something that tends to get people much more excited about what they're doing, excited about what other players are doing, and is a really powerful tool for building really interesting and positive social interaction. Now, the last innovation in games that creates empathy and connection is something that's become really, really popular in the last year, which is incorporating movement into gaming. At this point, all the major living room consoles, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, have movement-based interaction as part of what they offer in the living room. Now, if you move as if you're happy, the thing about that is that you start to feel happy without necessarily knowing why. And so building a happy movement mechanic into a game can actually change how people feel as they're playing that game. Not only that, but people are very susceptible to other people's feelings. So if I watch you playing a game and feeling happy, I'm going to start feeling happy too. So for all these reasons, movement is a very powerful way to create positive interaction. All of these interesting innovations aren't just applicable to games. They have really important implications for the larger world of everyday interaction with technology. So we're going to be able to use movement to interact with spreadsheets and Microsoft Word and the like. And our lab group is really interested in understanding the best ways to use these innovations from games in everyday computer technology to create a more empathetic and connected environment for us all.